Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Right now it is super early in the morning. Kids just went to school, and I got my alignment appointment in about 20 minutes. Hopefully we get into a few things today. Right now I'm waiting for Kerry to get over here. He's gonna be dropping off his turbo cars, second weld his turbo to his manifold because all of his stud holes are stripped. And if you guys saw in the track video, his turbo separated from the manifold when I made a pass in his car. Once he gets here, he's gonna go with me to the alignment shop, and then I'm gonna take him back home to get his daily, and then we're gonna take the car to the Driveshaft shop and see if they can shorten my drive shaft to length and hopefully get the car back today all-wheel drive. Praying everything goes as planned today. Hope you guys are excited, and we'll see you guys at the alignment shop. Let me give you guys a better look here on the drive shaft and how much clearance I have between the exhausts. I don't think it'll touch, but the glove fell off, so I don't have any grease in here either. So I'm gonna have to figure out some grease for that. Clean my exhaust a little bit because that's full of grease, and all the mounts are full of grease as well too. Gotta clean this up because it's starting to rust up a little bit. But what I'm gonna do with these guys right here, if you guys remember when I did the viscous video, I didn't like the way I did this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plate it, slide it in, bolt the plate to the frame, and then I'm gonna weld this to the plate to give it the extra strength on all four. But we drove it here, what, how far is it from San Jose? Like what, 10 miles?
Yeah, almost 10 miles.
Yeah, and it drove fine. It didn't even vibrate at all, man. But Nilo's working his magic, getting this car to go as straight as possible. And then after this, drive shaft shop. The commuter, you guys hear that turbo leak? I bet you the damn turbo is not even connected to the manifold, but hopefully we'll fix that today. So I went to the drive shaft shop, and I was talking to the owner of the shop, told him what I was trying to do today, and he asked me what car. I said, oh, it's a little red CRX outside. He goes, oh, it's converted four-wheel drive. And he was like, I gotta see this. So he came out, checked it out, and he was pretty surprised. I also noticed that his shop doesn't have the lift anymore because of licensing reasons. For his shop, he doesn't have the a license required to have a car on the lift, or a customer car on the lift. I don't know what it is. I don't run a shop, but he couldn't take the car, so he told me come back home, measure 100 times, and write it down, bring it back to the shop. He wants the adapter as well, and based off of my measurement, he's pretty much going to cut the tube, and my tube right in the middle is dented, so he's going to cut the tube, put a whole new tube on it to length, and pretty much build me a whole new drive shaft for $150. So we had to move Kerry's car out of the way real quick, get my car on 4 jack stands before he takes off to work, get the measurements, and once he takes off, I'm going to take the... Where the fuck is the van? I'm gonna take probably the other van back to the drive shaft shop, give him all my measurements, and hopefully we can get this car forward drive today. Hey, my car's hella stiff when you saw me in the back, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bro, that shit was getting... So Nilo did my alignment, and he drove it off the rack, and the first thing he said to me was, the rear of the car is too stiff. I've had the Function 4 Type 1s for like 6 years now. They're not adjustable, and it's always driven that stiff. And now that he's told me that, and I'm driving it home, it makes it feel even stiffer now that I'm paying attention to it. So what I gotta do is either take out my preload a little bit on the rear springs, or get new spring rates for the rear, because now it's all-wheel drive. We want the car to squat and not take a full shock from being too stiff. I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but I think it sounds really nice. It's not raspy for a straight pipe, but it's really nice. Got the car in jack stands. I'm gonna measure it in a little bit here, but mailman just came through and I want to show you guys what I picked up a couple of days ago. It finally showed up, and this is regards to all of the comments that were telling me about my fuel cell cap being plastic. I'm not on E85, guys, and I don't expose that plastic piece to the sun, so I don't know why it cracked. But when I saw it crack the first time, I ordered a billet hat, and hopefully this right here is gonna prevent leakage and obviously any further future cracks. And we'll install this hopefully later today as well too. Comes with its own gasket and its little compression thing right here on the bottom. So yeah, I ordered this a few days ago and now we have it. So I went underneath the car, I measured several different times, and let me show you my little diagram here. So this is the driveshaft adapter that goes on the transmission side. It's about 5/8 of an inch thick, and this is the viscous coupler in the middle of the car. The distance between the adapter to the VC is 24.5 inches, so that means I need it from here to this guy to be 24 inches. I have to set this collar right here where it needs to be at, and I'm using my brother's drive shaft as reference, just to kind of see the gap between this collar and the boot. So ideally mine is going to be about somewhere here. The cup that this joint goes into, it is 2 3/4 inch deep, and I'm roughly going to measure this less, right? So right now this is about 2 3/4, somewhere there, and I'm gonna like slightly push it out like about right there, and where this collar sits to the front is going to be 24.5 inches. And what they're going to do for me is they're going to cut the ends off and make this a whole new tubing, because I have this 2 giant dent right in the middle, and I think it's fairly cheap, 150 bucks for a whole new you know, middle drive shaft with, you know, it shortened to length to fit my car. Now I gotta measure this out right here and write it down so I don't forget when I get to the shop, because they're gonna make it according to my measurements. And the boot that holds the grease in right here, the strap is gone, so it's like loosely just floating around, where on my brother's car you can see that there's a strap right there in the middle. So I'm gonna have to zip tie that, because I don't even know where to get that boot from, but probably gonna head to the dry shaft shop now. All right, so I didn't show you guys the inside, but he pretty much got my diagram down, and I should be picking it up tomorrow. And I don't know where my keys are. Oh, right here. Now let's go work in Carrie's car. Just got done eating some Panda, but let me show you guys Carrie's turbo to manifold. It is separating because all of his bolts and studs are gone. What the hell? I just changed the setting yesterday to speed up the zooming of this camera, and it's going really slow. You guys see that? Oh yeah, he pulled up to my house and it was like super loud. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna remove the turbo, manifold, and downpipe and all that jazz off the engine. I'm gonna compress that shit shut, and then I'm gonna MIG weld it so I don't have to deal with it separating again. Now if his turbo ever was to go out, pretty simple replacement. Buy the same exact turbo, take off these bolts right here that holds the cartridge to the exhaust side, pull it out, put the new one in, bolt it back in, and it should be good. But you know what? His turbo is in perfect condition. No shaft play whatsoever. Turbo is removed, and this is crazy. I went 12.2 just like this, and he drove it 120 miles home. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna clean it up, you know, really nice, close the gap, grind it down for a clean surface, and then I'm going to MIG weld the hell out of it. And hopefully this doesn't happen again. It probably will because of vibration, but you know, it's better than this right here. So got the turbo somewhat cleaned up. I used this bolt and nut, moved it to this guy right here because this one is wedged between the downpipes, so it's a little harder. And the good thing is that it still threads, And if I get another bolt later down the road, I can put this one on, which is easily accessible underneath the car when it's installed back onto the engine. The good thing about that hole right there is that it does not go all the way through the runner. You know, I don't have to weld it shut. So I prepped the edges, cleaned it up a little bit. I'm gonna torch it, this guy, that one, and this one. I'm gonna weld the nut to the stud so it becomes a bolt, and then I'm gonna weld the nut to the flange so that way it doesn't back itself out. And then I'm gonna weld pretty much all the way around to ensure that this is not gonna separate, leak, or you know, do the same mess again later in the future. And before I put it back into the car, I'm gonna clean all of these slight oil leak or whatever, because these aren't AN, these are barb style with worm clamps. I'm about halfway through. What I did was I took my torch and I burnt it, you know, for a good minute. My torch is low anyways, but just to get it a little bit hotter so it can burn a little hotter. And because I'm only on the 110, I have it at the max setting of 7, which is between 1/8 and 3/16. And then I have my wire on D, which is a little slower, recommended, you know, for this. The reason why I'm running low speed wire is because I don't want to feed a ton of wire while I'm running the bead really slow to let the heat penetrate to the cast. And I mean, looks promising, definitely a lot better than the flux core, so I'm sure it'll do the job just fine. I'm gonna finish this up and again get this put back into the car. Got the manifold welded all the way around, and got the bolt welded right there. And I got that one welded right there. Not that one over there in case any ever needs to come out for whatever reason. But I am going to clean all this now and just go ahead and put it back in the car. I've said it 3 times now, and the next clip should be back in the car. My apologies. Now before I throw it in the car, I got to touch this up. Now let's put it in the car. Alright guys, Kerry and his brother has been chilling here, but I did put everything back together. Everything is all reconnected. Vacuum line, top, bottom, boost controller, everything zip tied. Wastegate, dump tube, downpipe, return line, and all the bolts for the manifold is all tightened up. We're about to turn it on right now to see if there's any leaks, but I'm sure this should be solid. Turn it over real quick. All right, nice and quiet. No more exhaust leak. When it came here, it was super loud, like it was open header. Sounds good now. So hopefully we get all the boost again. South Bay driveline. The owner here is pretty dope. So I got my drive shaft back, and it's literally a brand new tubing. What he said was it has a Toyota tubing on it. He machined down the flanges or the ends to fit this because he has majority of these tubings. He recommends that the whole thing gets changed out rather than cut in the middle, re-welded and balanced. He said if this is not the right size, bring it back. They will change it out free of charge on the first shot because it's on them. Alright guys, so I drove to several different auto parts store to look for some grease. Now, I'm used to seeing the grease in the tinfoil like wrap package. It was weird that I didn't see any of it at all. I tried asking them about it over the counter, but they didn't have them individually. If I bought a universal kit, it would have been like a universal CV kit. It would have been like 20 bucks. It comes with the grease pack, straps, and a universal joint, and a universal CV boot. So I didn't buy that. I called Joe. Joe told me to look for this teal package right there. It literally says CV joint grease on it, so it's gonna do the job just like the aluminum foil package. Picked that up for like 6 bucks. So I'm gonna go home, pack the grease, throw the drive shaft on, and let's see if we can do some light launches today. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I got home, ready to jack up the car, and then I realized I forgot my adapter. So I had to go back super traffic right now, and I just got back home, but now we can jack up the car.
Man, I should have jacked the car up higher. But this will do. I literally have no grease in this joint because the glove that I had on here probably ripped on my way to the alignment shop, and there's grease every freaking where. Holy crap. I definitely need to clean this before I install the drive shaft. Oh, so much grease. Alright, well, I'm gonna do the adapter first, so that way once I pack this and bolt this up, I can just, you know, bolt it in place in the front. Yeah. All right, now let's pack this sucker using this, what does it say upside down? CV joint grease. I'm gonna pack this whole thing in here because, like I said, this thing was, you know, moving when I was driving to alignment shop and the drive shop, that all the grease shot out. So there's literally nothing in there other than the skirts of the cup itself. And I'm just gonna, you know, pack it in there. That's almost a whole tube. Check it out. Really skinny. Okay, now I got to put my little rollers on. And the rollers are specific to which way they go on the shaft. And according to my book, let me grab one real quick. It says that the thicker part goes on the outside. I don't know if the camera can see it. Come on. Okay, well, right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's thicker on the top, like it sticks out more. This goes on the outside, and this slides on the what do you call that, shaft thing on the joint. So I'm gonna put all three of these on, throw it up here, and bolt it in place. Oh man, this is not easy. Well, it doesn't help that my e-brake is on because I can't rotate it. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt all this up right now.
All right, guys, don't mind my beautiful hair. So I just got out underneath the car. Everything is tightened down by hand, like hand tight. I didn't use the impact because I didn't want to strip anything. I'm about to turn it on right now. I'm kind of nerve-wracking, you know, because like when I first got into doing this all-wheel drive project, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. But the more I made some type of progress, the more exciting it becomes, you know what I mean? I've driven the car around with the rear end, the center section, the rear drive shaft. It feels fine. It drives pretty straight after the alignment shop. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna turn it on, get the wheels to spin. If it spins, check for any type of crazy vibration or whatever feels out of the norm, and address it. If not, drop it on the floor and attempt some launches. Okay, here we go. Listen to the fuel pump. Oh. Yo, will you look at that? So somebody come look at this. Come look at this. What? Wow.
Okay. Plenty of room between the exhausts. You can't see it. That wheel is not spinning. But then again, I'm an open differential, so kind of makes sense. But back wheel spinning. I don't feel no crazy vibration or anything inside the car. But damn. The feeling of success is undescribable. Let's get this car on the floor and hit the streets. I hope I was in frame for you guys. I did 2 launches and holy shit, I need I need a neck brace. I'm gonna wrap this video up a little early, guys. We beat the daylight in this video. We got what we wanted to do. Got the drive shaft, got the alignment, got some launches. If you guys like the launches, definitely hit the like button. And if you guys want to stick around for the turbo fab of this build, hit the subscribe button. And also a reminder, guys, we got some new sticker colors and we got some new t-shirts in the build to drive bigcartel.com. Link will be in the description below, so be sure to check it out. Our key tag should be coming in really soon, so you guys got to keep your eyes peeled for it. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.